Hey everyone, welcome to an episode of Audi Outdoors. Today I'm going to be making a video about this new light that I got. It's the Lezyne Zecto Drive Plus Max 400 lumen rear light. Now, let's talk about a little bit about this light. So one thing that kind of makes this light stand out is that it has a built-in clip, so it can clip to your clothing, your backpack, bicycle touring bags, as well as strapped directly to your seat post. And what's even better about this light is that it's only 52 US dollars. And in my opinion, that's a pretty cheap light. I mean, I got exposure lights, Blaze, that cost like hundreds of dollars, like over $100. So this is pretty good, and it's supposed to have a max runtime of 70 hours. So let's just kind of show you guys the different light modes on the back here. It's all the light modes that you have to choose from. On the outside here, this thing around the outside here, this whole bezel is rubberized, which I'm assuming is where it gets all its waterproofing from. To turn it on, you have this power button over here, and to charge it, you have this charging port here, which is a rubberized plug cover, USB-C, and it's still brand new in the package. This is how it comes, like this, when you buy it as a single unit. You buy it as a single unit or with front and rear light. Now, I got just the individual unit because I don't need any front lights, and I don't want the front lights. So this light is more for visibility than it is for seeing. So, which obviously it's a rear light, you know, it's big like that. It's not, you know, it fits in the palm of your hand. It's not that big, but let's kind of get started. So how you turn it on is you press and hold the power button for about 2 seconds. 1, 2, and it turns on. So you can kind of see that it has some visibility from the side. It shines down a little bit down here, all the way around. You kind of see that it has side visibility like that. So this is the first mode, which is 15 lumens, has a runtime of 18 hours, is what they're saying. And all the runtimes are on the back. You can check the beginning of the video where I show it all. Now it has Power Pack Plus compatible, which I'm assuming that means that you can plug in an external battery pack to this USB-C port and get extended runtimes. So, well, on the back here, it shows it's only available in certain modes. So this is one of the modes that is available in, and that's economy. It says 15 lumens, 18 hours. I'm assuming the run times are just for the built-in battery. So, and then we have the second mode. Let's go ahead and change modes. So you change modes by clicking the button once. So this is called the Blast. It's called Blast mode. And this is an 80 lumen solid red beam. Now, one thing to keep in mind when you're talking about lumens and rear lights is the lumens may be a lot lower than a front light. And that's because red light is not giving off that much light. It's one of the few lights that can be very bright. Like if you have this thing at 80 lumens, this is like blindingly bright. As you can see, if I just put it up to the camera, you can barely see my face. It like probably makes the screen all red right now. So, I mean, you can see, just pointing at my face, it turns my face all red depending what direction I point it at from. So, again, this is a Blast mode, 80 lumens, 3 hours, 45 minutes. This is not Power Pack Plus compatible. Then we have Pulse mode. And you can see this kind of just comes on and goes off. It's kind of like a dimmer. And it says this is 80 lumens with a runtime of 9 hours. This is also not Power Pack Plus compatible. So I guess you can't run an external power pack with this mode. See it from the side. Other side, kind of with my hand to show the sides. Okay, yeah. Now we're going to go on to the next mode, which is going to be first flash mode. And this is 50 lumens with an estimated runtime of about 13 hours. So you can see it's pretty bright. It's not that bright. It's only about 50 lumens. I mean, 50 lumens is bright compared to, like, say, a Walmart bike or something like that, Walmart light. And this is also not Power Pack Plus compatible. And then let's get to the day strobe mode, which is the 400 lumen rear light mode. And this flash pattern is kind of really freaking weird, and it's really spaced out. I'm not really sure why it goes, you know, 1, 2, 3, and then it just kind of like strobes really fast. I'm not sure. But I guess this is definitely a good attention grabber. And it says you can use the Power Pack Plus with this mode. And this is 400 lumens, which is supposed to last 16 hours. So 16 hours running this. Now, one thing I do have to say about this mode here is, while it does give a very bright light, like you can see it lighten up everything, it's very short burst and they're very spaced out, so you can move a lot of space before it flashes again. So again, people don't really know where you are if you use this at night, but you know, I guess if you're using it in conjunction with a solid light, this could be useful. But this light is very blinding. Like, this will, you can see my camera can barely handle it. So like I said, I have this set to not compensate for light. And then we have this mode, which is a 5 lumen mode called FEMTO. I'm not really sure what it means or why they have this mode, but it says 5 lumens with a runtime of 70 hours. And this is Power Pack Plus compatible, which I guess, you know, use USB-C and you get basically unlimited runtime with this. And then if you push it again, go back to the first mode. So that's kind of the things that I wanted to touch base on with this light. And again, at the price point of $52, this light is very cheap compared to some of the higher end lights that I have. And with the max output of 400 lumens for a red light, that's pretty freaking bright. It's basically like having lasers shining into driver's eyes. So again, this is not legal for the German market. So if you're in Europe or something like that and you have to deal with STVZO compliance, this is not the light for you. I mean, I guess if you run it on one of the steady modes, so if I turn it on, if you run it on that mode, you'd be just fine running that. But then again, you're better off buying a different light if you just want to run solids. Or even for, I mean, even this 80 lumen mode could be considered pretty bright and dazzling. So there's something to keep in mind. And the part, it says it weighs about 68 grams, and on the back here is the part number for the barcode, right above the barcode. So this is supposed to be the new one. I'm waiting for confirmation from the dealer later on today whether or not this is the new one, because I did notice on the Lezyne website that the new one seems to have some sort of diffuser in there that blocks the view of the USB-C charging port and the LED chips. This one does not have that, so I'm wondering if they sent me an older light and not the newer light, but it has the same part number as the new light, so it's kind of hard for anyone to tell a difference. I just gotta wait to hear from the dealer, and they can say, yes, this is the new light, no, this is not the new light. And they said they'll send me a new light. That's why I'm not opening it in this video. But yeah, $52 US, and this is a pretty cheap, very bright rear light. That's all I had for you today. Thanks for watching. Alright, so I just got off the phone with the dealer for Lezyne, where I got the light from, and they contacted their distributor, and they actually got another light in, and they said it looks exactly like this one, so they're pretty sure this is the newer one. However, they have no way of actually knowing if it's the new Lezyne light or not. So I guess for the purposes of this video, we're just gonna assume it's the newer light, and that the newer light will have the LED chips and the USB-C port visible through the lens, unlike what is shown on the Lezyne website.